But Penfold caught up with the both of them in Hollywood.
It's World War II, as movies have rarely shown it.
There hasn't been a movie made like this in 50 years.
Frightening and cruel, just like war. So real, sometimes, as the star Tom Hanks is forced to admit, it's almost too hard to watch.
Your average motion picture about an invasion like D-Day has guys on the landing craft, you know, thinking, golly, here it is, only a few more hours. Man, I wonder what it's going to be like up on that beach. Well, in our movie, the first thing you see is guys throwing up on landing craft because they're seasick and scared witless, and I think that's much more what really happened, and I think veterans are going to appreciate our frankness.
Some private in the 101st lost 3 of his brothers, and he's got a ticket home.
Saving Private Ryan is the story of 8 American soldiers sent behind enemy lines to find Private Ryan, played by Matt Damon. A general hears that Ryan's 3 brothers have all been killed, so Hanks, the captain, and the others are sent in to bring him out and save him for his mother.
Coming from this notoriously apathetic generation, this Generation X, it's hard not to feel somewhat guilty when you see something like this and realize that, you know, and on my part, I'm very guilty of you know, treating Memorial Day like, you know, a day at the beach. It gives you a sense of that level of sacrifice.
A $100 million budget allowed director Steven Spielberg the luxury of creating some of the most awesome war scenes ever. The D-Day landing was recreated on an Irish beach, the same beach the American troops trained on before the real assault in June 1944.
This is really trying to approximate the look and the smells of what battle and combat is really like, and that's very difficult for the whole crew. We did not want this to look like a Technicolor extravaganza about World War II. We wanted it to look very much like color newsreel footage from the 1940s.
Once the stars signed on, Spielberg had a surprise for them. It came in the form of this man, a retired Marine captain, Dale Dye.
Those dog and easy people in there!
He was a man hired to make them miserable. Before shooting started, he took them on a 6-day boot camp. The movie stars, used to plush hotels and limousines, were thrown into the bush with a backpack, a tent, and Captain Dye.
There was no way we could make this movie without having an understanding of the equipment and the tactics and the weaponry. I mean, it made us a better company of actors, in all honesty, because we had this great experience of 6 days of hell.
Spielberg saying no one under 14 should see the movie. The harrowing opening scenes are gruesome, just like it was in 1944. World War II diggers may also find it hard going. There'll be a lot of war veterans who might say to you, should I go and see this? It is graphic. It is horrifying.
I think that if you're a veteran and you actually experience this, it's not going to be an easy thing to go back and relive. But I think that guys like that are probably enraged by other movies that do this in a very cheap or glorifyingly gratuitous way.
Saving Private Ryan is a classic war movie and an education, a reminder of extraordinary sacrifices made and young lives lost.
These were ordinary men. These were not career soldiers. This wasn't Rambo. And then to turn around and realize you're part of a generation that goes on talk show television and laments the fact that you weren't breastfed long enough, you know, or whatever, you know, people in our generation do, and, you know, oh, I have so many problems. I mean, it puts a lot of things in perspective.
Michael, get the kid back up there! Captain, the decent thing to do is to at least take you down the road to the next town. We're not here to do the decent thing. We're here to follow orders.
This is a history that is within our relative immediate grasp, but chances are you know, our older uncles and older fathers and grandparents took part in this. And I think it's going to be a brand new experience for the average moviegoer who has already relegated D-Day to ancient history.
Ryan, I don't know anything about Ryan. I don't care. Man means nothing to me. It's just a name. But if, you know, if going to Ramel and finding him so he can go home, if that earns me the right to get back to my wife, well, then that's my mission.